Hello everyone, welcome. Today I'm going to reveal the 16 mistakes that are stopping you from gardening the period you deserve. So grab a notebook, pay close attention, and let's fix what's been holding you back. Every beginner gardening mistake you should avoid. Or it spent $500 and 40 hours of my life to grow absolutely nothing. Dead plants, wasted money, pure frustration. This is my garden funeral, and I'm about to show you how to avoid yours. These 16 mistakes kill more gardens than drought, pests, and bad weather combined. But here's the thing, every single one of them is 100% preventable. Let's get into it. Garden roll. Most garden failures happen before you ever put a seed in the ground. Let me show you where people lose the game in the planning phase. Mistake nut 1. Starting at the hardware store instead of planning first. The second you get excited about starting a garden, your first instinct is to jump in the car and head straight to Home Depot. I did this. Huge mistake. Stores are designed to make you buy things you don't need. You'll walk out with expensive tools, fancy raised beds, and seeds you'll never plant. Instead, start at home. Walk around your yard. Picture where your garden could go. Plan it out on paper. Don't go to the store for weeks until you've got it mapped out. Here's the truth. You need 4 tools to start, not 40. But even if you plan perfectly on paper, your garden will still fail if you ignore what's happening beneath your feet. Now, let's talk about the one thing that will make or break everything else you do. Mistake 2. Not prioritizing soil quality. Soil is a complex substance, alive and teeming with organisms. Platte Hill Nursery. Half is weathered rock and minerals. The other half is organic matter, decomposed leaves, plants, insects. Mixed among them is a living layer of bacteria, fungi, and earthworms. Without this living layer, soil is dead. We call that dirt. I've seen people spend thousands on raised beds and trellises, then fill them with garbage soil. Everything you see above ground is a reflection of what's happening below. If your soil isn't right, your garden will struggle to reach its full potential. The old farmer's almanac: if you only prioritize one thing, make it soil. Mistake 103. Not preparing or amending the soil before planting. Soil prep isn't exciting, but it's essential. For new beds, mix 2 to 3 inches of compost into the top 6 to 8 inches. For established beds, top dress with 1 to 2 inches yearly. Loosen the soil to at least 8 inches deep, 12 is better. Plant roots need room to grow strong. I learned this the hard way. My no-dig bed held too much water. Plants were stunted for months. I added pumice to fix drainage. If I hadn't, those cabbages would have sat there doing nothing all season. Mistake 104. Putting your garden in an inconvenient location. It's like putting your gym bag in the attic. If your garden requires you to walk through 3 gates just to water it, you won't do it. Make it accessible. For me, that means tall raised beds saves my back. For you, it might mean right outside your kitchen door. Low friction equals high success. Mistake 105. Planting in an area that doesn't get enough sun. Most vegetables require full sun, which means at least 6 hours of direct sunlight each day. Wisconsin horticulture. Here's how to check. Go outside at 8 a.m., noon, and 4 p.m. Watch where the shadows fall. If your spot is shaded most of the day, don't plant sun-loving crops there. You've just locked that plant into failure. Mistake 6. Planting too far from a water source. If you have to lug water across your yard, you'll skip it. The day gets hot, the plants die, game over. I use hose splitters and retractable reels that reach 82 feet. Not pretty, but it works. Make water access easy, or your plants will pay the price. Mistake 7. Not tying gardening to your daily schedule. For example, imagine getting a puppy and not planning time to feed it. Your garden is the same, it needs you. But you don't need hours, you need 5 minutes. I use the phrase, don't go inside yet. Coming back from a walk? Don't go inside yet. Check your plants. Getting the mail? Don't go inside yet. Pull a weed. Fit it into existing routines. Your garden will thrive. Mistake 8. Planting things you don't like to eat. Google says grow bananas. It's easy for beginners. But do you actually eat bananas? Before you buy a single seed, look at your favorite recipes. What ingredients do you use 3 times a week? Basil? Peppers? Garlic? Grow those. It's ridiculous to spend months caring for something you'll never eat. Mistake 9. Expecting perfection. I've had so many students devastated because their garden didn't look like the grocery store. But listen, the garden is nature, and nature is unpredictable. That's the magic. We crave the unknown. We love the surprise of waking up to something new. Mistake 9. Warmer climate gardeners get tricked all the time. It's 70 degrees in November. Seems perfect, right? Wrong. I get questions like, I planted tomatoes in November. Will they grow? Technically, they won't die, but they won't thrive either. Summer crops like tomatoes and cucumbers need late spring through summer. Cold season crops like cilantro and lettuce need cooler weather. Respect the timing and waste your time. Mistake 11. Not mulching adequately. Mulching over the top of soil retains moisture, protects microorganisms from the sun, feeds the soil with nutrients, and saves time on weeding. Platt Hill Nursery. Lay down at least 2 inches. Use straw, grass clippings, or shredded leaves. Mulch isn't optional. It's the difference between watering every day and watering twice a week. Mistake 12. Planting too densely. When plants are spaced too closely together, their roots compete for moisture and nutrients. Suburban hobby farmer. Overcrowding leads to disease problems because air can't circulate well around plants. The seasonal homestead. The most common carrot growing mistake for new gardeners is seeding carrots too liberally and ending up with overly dense rows that produce lots of carrot tops and very tiny carrot roots. Vegetable Academy. Give them space. They'll reward you with size. Mistake 13. Not thinning plants out after germination. When I direct sow, I put multiple seeds per hole to guarantee germination, but then I have to thin them out. I didn't do this with my beets. They stayed small and stunted. The moment I thinned them, they exploded in size. Thinning feels wasteful, but it's essential. Mistake 14. Starting with tomatoes as a beginner. I know this is an unpopular opinion. I know you want that beautiful heirloom tomato, but hear me out. Tomatoes are finicky. They take months to produce. Pests love them. By the time fruit appears, squirrels steal it. If you start with tomatoes and fail, you'll quit gardening entirely. Start with lettuces, greens, arugula, spinach. They're forgiving. You'll get success fast, which keeps you motivated. Graduate to tomatoes once you have confidence. Mistake No. 15. Not using proper pest management practices. Years ago, when fruit fell from my trees, I left it on the ground. Bad idea. The plum curculio laid eggs inside. Larvae hatched. The cycle repeated. I was breeding my own pest army. Now I remove all fallen fruit immediately. I burn diseased branches. I use kaolin clay spray. It forms a protective barrier that pests hate. Be hands-on. Don't wait for infestations. Prevent them. Mistake 16. Not getting disease-resistant varieties. After 9 years growing fruit trees, I've learned this. Disease-resistant varieties are everything. Fruit sits on trees for months. That's a long time for pests and disease to attack. Your first line of defense is the plant's natural resistance. Liberty Apple, Williams Pride, Belmac, these are disease-resistant powerhouses. Those cheap trees I grabbed from Lowe's, out of 15 trees, only 3 survived. Start with quality disease-resistant varieties from reputable nurseries. It puts you miles ahead before you even begin. Now you know the 16 mistakes that kill most beginner gardens, and why yours doesn't have to fail. Most people who start gardening quit within the first year, but because they made these preventable mistakes. Your garden doesn't have to fail, because now you know exactly mistakes not to do. Now, if you want to learn proper gardening strategies while avoiding these mistakes, make sure to watch our next video. In that video, I'll show you exactly where to start and how to build a sustainable garden step by step. And if you found this video helpful in any way, please hit that like button, share it with others who need to hear this, and drop a comment below telling me which of these mistakes you've been making. Your honesty helps everyone learn and grow together. See you in the next video.